Hello everybody, welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV. ZT here. This is going to be... Well, apparently the playlist I'm using here is actually out of order. So this is the last game before the tiebreakers. I thought those tiebreakers were a little early. I'm not switching the order because I already uploaded the other ones. And like, yeah, I did that ahead of time and have them on schedule, but then I'd have to, you know, change that. I just don't want to. So we are just gonna go ahead and watch this game here together. This is Reach versus JoyO. So we'll have to see what happens. I think, well, I won't say. I think I know who wins this game just based off of the fact that we had tiebreakers, but I'm not sure, so let's find out. It's gonna be on Nostalgia, I believe is the map. Okay, so Reach is playing blue down here in the bottom left, and JoyO, I think, has pink? Not sure. There's Reach. What's up, dude? Very standard. Oh, that's like the cyan or something. I don't know. But quickly before we get into the game, if you do enjoy, go ahead and sub. If you want to support the channel, that would be pretty cool. And if you do, go ahead and leave a comment, and I will give you a shout out. Because, you know, thanks. So this, yeah, it says right in the middle there. This is definitely Nostalgia. 4-player map. This is the double ramp and also the sort of roundabout high ground leading into the natural here. And thankfully, the map makers realized that putting your minerals in your natural with a high ground behind them that is easily accessible is a bad idea. Actually, that was a 2006 map, so they haven't found that out yet. They just happily didn't put the minerals in a stupid place. Definitely a little bit busted. Harass probably shouldn't be quite that easy. Maybe Terrans would like that against mutas, though? I doubt it. It seems kind of hard to defend against mutas, to be honest, because then there's high ground that the mutas can fight from right behind the minerals. Just seems like kind of a silly thing to do all around. Okay, quick gas for JoyO, who's finally playing Terran. He's been playing Protoss a lot. I guess it was just against Flash, or not Flash. I keep getting them mixed up. Well, I keep saying Flash. There's no like actual mix-up in my brain, but I just say Flash for some reason. Boxer. Against Boxer, he did just play Protoss. So pretty good deny on the scout there from JoyO. Reach really just not able to get anything. He did walk up the ramp a bit and see 2 depots and the barracks, but that is not a lot of info. Gotta get a barracks to build a factory anyway, so can't really skip that. He does not know about the gas and does not know about this factory. Let's see what Reach is doing. Just gateway into Cybercore range. Not upgrading right now. He's blocking the ramp with a probe here. This is one of the things that I liked more about StarCraft 2. You couldn't just block the ramp with one worker. I think this is kind of silly. Like, why should it be so easy to block the ramp? I don't know, man. Now, of course, an SCV does have a lot more HP than probe, so the probe does have to flee. And, kind of, did you see the Citadel of Idun? That's actually so important to know. I have no idea if he saw the Citadel of Idun or not. If he did, these DTs will do basically nothing. And if he didn't, there's a pretty decent chance that they could get some damage done. Is this a Robo? No, Templar Archive. I don't think he's going to have time to get a shuttle, just based off the timing here. Second factory off first base is pretty standard. Haven't seen very many one factory expands in this tournament here. Players were a little less greedy at the time. I don't want to call it greedy, but the fact that it's doable to expand off one factory pretty safely just wasn't really known. So a lot of 2-fac, even 3-fac on one base, and then into a command center. Okay, but this is going to be a drop, I think. Starport, I mean, could build race, but it doesn't seem very good. It could be a lot better to try to drop some vultures. That vulture there did pick off the probe that was waiting in front, along with the help of those 3 Marines. Okay, a forge. What is the forge for? Just to defend, I guess? Upgrades? I don't know. He's got one, though. First DT is on its way across the map. I think, yeah, mines are done, so this DT play might end really sadly for Reach. Oh boy. Okay, the first hit on the DT. Second DT runs past the mine before it can actually burrow, so 2 DTs are going to make their way there, but 2 more vultures with mines. I don't think these DTs are going to do anything. It seems like that Citadel may have been scouted. This is pretty quick mines to defend against them. We'll see. It's possible, you know, if the DT here manages to pull, you know, 3 mines, or, okay, he got 2 there, so the second DT may be able to sneak past. It decided to take the longer way around. And cannon on the high ground and low ground now for Reach before his Nexus. So his plan is definitely not to win the game with this DT, and that is good because there are 2 mines there, and it is not going to get into the main. What? How does that get past? I am pretty surprised that worked out the way it did. Now, the DT could have dragged a mine onto those Marines if it had actually stuck with the plan and just run up the ramp, but he did not, so ends up getting taken out by just the mines. Should be able to keep Reach pretty safe, though. It's tough to attack into DTs. Even with mines, you know, you run up, they scan, you either run away, or even if they kill the DT, you just have another DT that's ready to run in after. And so CC started here for JoyO. So it looks like we're going to be going into something of a macro game. Vultures being loaded into the dropship. So we'll have to see how good Reach's defense is. He does have some cannons, which will definitely help, and a couple goons. Could get some pretty solid damage done with the drop, though. It's definitely possible. Speed vultures can kill probes real fast. I mean, as fast as normal vultures, but like, you know, whatever. Cannon in the mineral line, and over by the Templar Archive. So it looks like this drop is not going to do too much. A little bit of harassment from these 3 vultures, but a DT actually kind of messing with their plan. Okay, and actually the vultures are getting unloaded, so probably going to get a few probes at least. Oh, that wasn't a cannon, that was a robo facility. That said, there are a couple cannons here that are doing a decent job of holding the vultures. DT walks up, just swipes down that mine. And overall, the drop did not do too much, but just vultures lost. If the dropship had gone down, then maybe that would be painful, but just the vultures, not a big deal. Still has the mines, the research mines, so it'll be safe. They both kind of put their expansion building a little off-center. More vultures harassing here, but kind of, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly how many probes died there, but it didn't look like a ton. So, okay, harass. He did get something for those vultures at least, but I've been looking for more. Overall, I think this vulture play has been pretty well held. The tanks are actually killing their own mine. Can be pretty annoying when some crackhead DT just pulls 2 mines on your tanks and kills them all. So, kind of understandable. Yeah, observer out, so now able to clear out those mines. Looks like range is done too, so. Not a bad little tank force here. A little vulnerable at the moment just because they're unsieged, and really with no significant backup. Like, those 3 Marines are there, but Marines are not great against gateway units. At least in low numbers. Once you get enough of them, they can just gun those Zealots down. Tough to kill Dragoons just because of the range difference. But yeah, with 3 of them, they don't matter that much. Kind of just there to tank damage more than anything. Is that an academy? No. Or armory is what I was thinking. Alright, so this is a tank drop, but the tank's not really... Actually, never mind. The tank is in range of the low ground here. That's kind of funny. And Vulture's dropping mines in the main as well. So this is going to be pretty tough for Reach, actually, to defend. Tank's going to start working on the observatory. Zealots should be able to deal with this, though. Unless he walks them all in, and they all get hit by the mines. But the Zealots did manage to finish off the Vultures, and this DT will kill off the tank. So, a fine drop. Got some probes, but dealt with by Reach well enough. Ooh, these Vultures might get some Templar. That would be pretty big. Will he kill any? No, does not kill any. So just runs in. They, well, I guess ride in to scout out the Protoss, but then leave immediately. And this base is actually canceled, so pretty good. Those Vultures didn't get a lot of harassment done, but canceling that base is pretty nice. Also got that probe over there. Yeah, I think JoyO's doing well enough. I think he definitely... Obviously he wants to win the game, but being 0-2 is pretty important for him that he does. Pushing out, building turrets. No Goliaths yet, but no carriers, so not really necessary. Turret, honestly, is more for detection than anything. Just to push back observers and reveal Dark Templar. Decent little Vulture force here, but no plans for them yet, it seems. JoyO is just building up a tank count and making sure they're not too stacked up. Always pretty painful when they are stacked up and 2 storms kill like 6 of your tanks. That is not a good time for Terran. Bit of engagement here, but this is just not enough Protoss to really fight this properly. Vultures lay mines and run away. Mine drag onto some of those Vultures. Ends up being decent, and actually some more Dragoons rally up, or I guess they're flanking more than anything, to fight here. This dropship, I think, is trying to pick up the Vultures. Not exactly sure. What the where did those Zealots come from? Ah, run away, Templar! Actually, it's still got shields, so it's not even close to dead. So held there well enough by Reach. Not taking much damage from that, really. Lost a couple goons, but overall not that bad. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Reach, don't attack. Don't do it. Don't. No, you can't. This is terrible. This is a horrible attack. This tank spread is just too much. I don't think he's going to be able to break it, but actually, I guess there's no Vultures to tank, and actually these Zealots just run right up to the tanks and start tearing them apart. So, never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm just a traumatized Protoss player who's attacked into Terrans too many times, and Reach knows exactly what he's doing, and actually he's just tearing JoyO apart with this attack. Now he's still in 2 base, so he did need to get something like this done, a decent attack to try to reset the tank count, but honestly he got there. Now, if oh no, that's so sad. This is gonna get canceled. If JoyO had you know, 6 Vultures with that army to tank attacks from the Zealots and Dragoons, that's a horrible attack. But he really just didn't have anything to block for the tanks, so ends up being pretty good for Reach. Vultures try to kill off these Dragoons, but the mines either shot down or just not enough. I'm not sure. I think like one connected, so not much. Those mines were a little bit better, killing off some zealots, but still these vultures getting chased away. Looks like there's been a tank drop in the meantime, but actually not going to work out, I think. More Protoss units are rallying up. Will the dropship go down? I think it did. That's so painful. 2 tanks and a dropship. That is a ton of gas lost there. Well, this mine... Never mind. Thought the mine might get some work done, but it did not. Both players here just trying to take thirds at the moment, but kind of throwing some punches. It's been tough for them to actually establish bases past their second. Looks like Reach should be able to get his third up first, but Protoss kind of needs that advantage, so not necessarily too meaningful that his base is earlier. It's not going to be much earlier anyway. Oh, is this a double expand? I think, yeah, JoyO is double expanding. Kind of risky, but if that's not found too quickly by Reach, could definitely win the game. Having a ninja expansion is one of those things that it's hard to figure out if you don't scout the base until it's kind of too late. You know, once you realize it's like, oh, you just have like way too much stuff. It's kind of too late because they already have the stuff. But if you see it, oh, interesting. Okay, so that's, I think that's what I saw. I saw a bunch of zealots like just appear, and I wasn't sure why. Now, the question, and I don't know the answer here: do hallucinated zealots drag mines? Because if they do, that's actually kind of sick. What we do know for sure is that Dragoons will shoot mines. I think those are real. Those are fake. And yeah, they do actually pull mines. So kind of a cheeky little strat to pull those in with fake zealots. Here comes Reach with quite a bit of actual real zealots and some Dragoons. Looks like he's just going to be able to take this fight pretty well. I'm not sure what exactly is on the other side of this bridge. Quite a bit of tanks, actually. So Reach does pull back. Still only lost zealots, though, so keeping that goon count high is very important. Losing zealots, not really that important, but losing Dragoons can definitely hurt. Largely also because they just take long to build. This is a pretty tough place to attack into. I think Reach should probably just go expand a couple times. And looks like, yeah, this base is done. So the ninja expansion is about to start paying off. Need to get some SCVs over there or make them. But shouldn't take too long if he does transfer. Oh, that one zealot pulled in a bunch of mines on top of those units. Pretty nice trade there for Reach. Some goons did go down from the tanks, though. And Reach is running up. He's going to scout this base. Pretty tough for JoyO. Now, he hasn't seen the ninja base, but even just denying the third is pretty relevant. And actually, Reach is sending units up into the top left, so if he finds that ninja base, it's going to be really tough for JoyO. He's trying to repair this CC, but honestly, should probably just let it die, save the minerals at this point. And yeah, the base is scouted. Now, some vultures here trying to take out the goons by laying mines. Oh, that one mine hitting 3 goons. Pretty nice there. So it looks like he will be able to clean up this army, but that's after the CC goes down. So at the end of the day, probably worth for Reach. It's actually 1 vulture lives and one dragoon. Bit of a showdown there. Looks like the CC from the top left was taken out. So JoyO's back down to 2 bases against the 4 of Reach. Now both mains are mined out, so it's actually 1 base against 2, but it's definitely a pretty nice advantage. More hallucinated zealots running in here, trying to pull mines onto the tanks, but they actually died too quickly, I think, and the mines did not get pulled in. That said, there are some real zealots here to fight. Yeah, not a great attack from Reach there. Ooh, nice mine. Hits 3 units, and another one kills off a Zealot and a Dragoon. Now, without these somewhat fortunate mine hits, JoyO would be probably just dead right now. But he's got some pretty decent luck on those. Also, they did basically deny the DTs at the beginning of the game, so he's definitely got a lot of mileage out of mines this game. Yeah, the main is mined out here. He's a depleted gas geyser though, so that's something. And Reach is attacking in, actually with more hallucinated Zealots though. And now the real Zealot's coming behind. One tank dies. And that is it. But not much traded back really. Just a couple Zealots there, probably worth. Look at all these Templar. He has made so many hallucinated Zealots this game, it's kind of funny. I'm wondering, like, would this game still be going if instead of hallucinating Zealots, he just, like, built a couple dropships and put the Templar on them and then storm the tanks? Might have worked out better. Oh, hallucinating Dragoons now. Interesting choice. Zealots. I like the Zealots a little more, but you're definitely not expecting hallucinated Dragoons. Said if JoyO was paying attention, he does know now. Reach attacking in here again. Taking out 3 of these tanks now. Some Zealots running back over to this tank line, but it is quite deep, so he might want to pull back now. Only Dragoons left. Actually, one remaining Zealot walks out and takes some tank shots. You know what? It was pretty good, actually. He ended up killing off a few extra tanks without really losing too many Dragoons. Little stretch force of Vultures out on the map. Probably checking for expansions like the one Reach is trying to build right now. JoyO definitely needs another base, though. I think he's still just on 1 base mining. Unless the 12 o'clock has been taken. Kind of tough to say. Something is over there, but it could just be like a vulture. A couple mines, not sure. Zealots catching vultures in the middle of the map here. Some like okay mine shots. Oh, those are actually hitting largely hallucinated Zealots there. Well, I think like all the Zealots are hallucinated. A few real ones, but really not that many. Pretty good for just getting rid of mines. Hallucination is an interesting spell. I hadn't even really thought of using them to get rid of mines. Usually hallucination is like for my Arbiter. So that I can lead with a couple hallucinated Arbiters and then get my recall off. Tank drop here at the bottom right base. Probably just going to get denied. Reach is sending units over, but I think they're going to be too late. And might just be better off canceling the base. Was not finished yet. Could cancel it and just build somewhere else. Okay, so JoyO is trying to take another base there over at the 3 o'clock. Well, the Nexus finishes and the tanks have to run away, so I guess it worked out. Little Vulture group running forward, laying some mines, seeing what's what. Couple Dragoons fighting them off. Now they are going to be able to pick off 1 High Templar. Okay, that's something. Always good to get a Templar. Those are not cheap. 150 gas is kind of a lot. Minerals, not that relevant. I guess, yeah, I mean, minerals do matter in this matchup. Thinking against Zerg, it would be like, whatever, who cares, but I kind of build a lot of Zealots in this matchup. You build a lot of Zealots in all the matchups. What am I saying? All the resources are useful. Look at all this Templar. It's like 10 Templar. Looks like the tanks were re-dropped and cleaned up by a few goons. One of those Dragoons did die. More mines being laid. Decent hits there. But look at all this Protoss. And there we go. Blue K, also known as JoyO, taps out. So Reach did 3-0 this group. So I guess my prediction, or not prediction, but what I thought was going to happen was not right. I thought Reach was going to lose because Boxer is 1-2 and JoyO was in the tiebreakers, at least for a little while, until Boxer slapped the shit out of him. But I don't know, man. I was wrong. And Reach did end up 3-0ing, so definitely getting out of this group. He is. Well, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you tune in for the next one.